Hello everybody, welcome to another live trading session with F45 Trading. Thank you very much for joining us. We're not going to make it too long of a session this evening. We're going to just go through break down a couple of markets. We're going to discuss some of the news events coming out and look for a couple of setups. I'm going to show you a setup I took from yesterday's live trading event. A great little trade that's in some nice profit right now. We'll discuss that quickly, and then we're going to wrap up with just analyzing some Forex, commodity, and Bitcoin markets. So hang in there this evening. Again, I'm not going to make it a very long session. I'd like to wrap it up under an hour. I had a bit of a longer session last night, a little bit tired tonight, so I want to kind of get things off and running. But before we get started, just real quick, if you're not yet a member, you can check out our free live signals at f45trading.com. Jump on there, sign up for free. You get free signals for 30 days. You can sign up to our service to get instant trade notifications directly to your phone. And you also are able to take part in a live chat room for all of our traders. And you can discuss anything you need to regarding trading with our experts, all live and on the spot, up to the minute. So check that stuff out, guys. So we're going to get started here right now. Okay, just going to discuss the US dollar index real briefly and see what's going on here. Now, I discussed this. If anybody saw the live video from yesterday, you will probably notice that this thing is not zooming in the way I want it to. Hang on. There we go. That's a bit better. So you'll probably notice right here, this is an old weekly high. This blue line here, 89.55, you can see here, weekly high. I had called price yesterday, it was going to trade down. It was either going to one of two things. It was going to break down from where it currently was and take this out, or it was going to trade up to this area in here. It didn't do that, it broke out, so I can get rid of this now. And we can get rid of these guys here. And I don't need this guy here either. That's the top of the consolidation, so we can get rid of that. So this is going to be the look at the target. This is going to be the target that we're going to be looking at getting hit into London and the rest of the day into New York today. 89.55 on this feed here. I'll switch over to another feed so you can kind of see it a little more in detail in different setting, but it's right around that $89.55 for the US dollar index. Now, I want to see what price does there. If it wicks down, rejects, we're going to go higher, and we're going to start taking out some of these, run into some of these levels here, running back up to the 91.50 level here, running back and taking out the highs above here at 92.40, and eventually, if it's a strong enough pullback, we'll run up and get these highs at 95, 95 big figure there. You know, it's again, we've got some serious bearish momentum. I discussed this yesterday. We've got some serious bearish momentum on the US dollar index. So a significant break and a reversal, it's really going to have to come above here and give me a steady breakout and retest in order for me to switch my stance from bearish to bullish on the US dollar index. But it could happen. If you start to kind of look at the trend here and see how far out, so we had a bit of a nice retracement here. So let me just kind of back up real quick. Price has been declining ever since basically November of 2016 on the US dollar index, okay? Actually, scratch that. December. It failed to reach any new highs here, came up, took all the liquidity above these highs, dropped out, and then started to take out these lows, and ever since then it's been creating lower lows, lower lows, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. So a nice bearish trend. Now, every single time it had a nice downtrend, it had a fairly decent pullback. After this one here, it didn't, obviously, so there's a ton of liquidity up here. And then down into here, this was a half decent pullback. Would have liked to have seen it get up a little bit higher, but not too bad there. And then we haven't really seen in this downtrend here, price took a very long time to come back up and tag all the liquidity back up in here before again resuming its downward trend. So what I'm sort of driving at here is this was the last serious reversal, and that started in September of 2000. So September of last year, and went until, well, I guess you could call it right about here, and went until about November. So September, October, November. So 3 months, we had a nice reversal. We're starting to come up on that 3-month time period again here. This was kind of early to mid-November where it started to reverse and start to continue bearish path again. So you can kind of look at that out again at 3 months. Typically, there's about a 3-month shift in market structure where price typically tends to reverse and gain a little bit of ground of what it lost, or vice versa if it was bullish. So we're looking out now. So we're November. There's December. Coincidentally, the exact high, the 11th. The 11th it bombed. No, wait, where was the 11th there? The 10th, yeah, and that was the breakdown candle right there. Came back up. Here's the 8th, 9th, 10th right there. Hit another high, hit a peak, and then it's gone down since. So anyway, sorry. November, December 10th, January, 10th-ish, again, creating another high, and now we're ripping lower. So what I'm suggesting here is we've had 1 month, 2 month, and now we're still a little ways away yet. We're, the rest of this month and then another 10 days into next month. But we could start to see price hit this level and start to come back up here for another nice retracement. So that's what I'm looking at. I do think the dollar index, again, just based on this, you look at this here, and sorry, this writing's in the way, but you look at this dollar index here, and it's just been breaking new lows. After it cleared out this consolidation, it's broken some serious lows. It's got a long way to go down. There's a lot of people in here that are long in the market still, and price is coming back down to get them. So they're either selling, which means they're either selling their positions so they don't get tagged out, which means it's going to keep dropping price further and further and further. And as the market makers put downward pressure on the U.S. dollar index, it's going to take this thing to new lows. But again, I don't think we're going to get down. What I want to see basically to kind of wrap up the dollar index is I either want to see what price does at this 89.55 level. If it shoots through, hits it perfectly, and then starts trading higher from there, I think we're going to see a short-term trend reversal. Or the line of defense, the absolute line in the sand, price could push through that 89.55. But if it hits 88.90, 88.90 to 89 big figure, price should not be going any further than that. If it does, then it probably won't. We won't probably get a retracement until after it clears down through these lows here, and then we could start to get a retracement into this 80, 86, 85 level, somewhere down in and around there. So that's what we're looking at the dollar index. So we're looking at short term, and I'm talking like today's trading. It's going to come in, it's going to plug off of that 89.55 level, and I want to see what price does from there. If it keeps on drifting, 88.90 is the line in the sand, and we'll see where price wants to go from there. So you can see that right there. So I just want to see, we had a nice down candle today. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So we had a nice down candle yesterday, all right, for Tuesday's trading. We're now into Wednesday's trading, and price is already starting to push down. So I'm expecting further continuance downward, and hopefully it's going to take that out. It was close actually here. I'm surprised it got that close, and it's come off a little bit. But the low on this is 89.59.8 on this feed anyway. And I'll switch over to another feed. I'll switch over to this feed quickly here and see what the feed on this one. It's always nice to, I mentioned this before, it's always nice to kind of confirm your different data providers because they're all different. So low on this one is 89.81. And what did I say it was here? Come on. And you can see down the bottom, 89.59. So 89.60 basically is what it got to. 89.60. So we're close. Like it's real close. I just want to double check this again. What did I say? The low is 89.81. Oh, that's a big difference off of these two feeds. That's pretty impressive. See what I'm driving at there? I got 89. The low on that candle, the daily candle here, is 89.81, and the low on this candle is 89.59/8. Like that's a 30 pip difference. So I'm kind of wondering if one of the feeds isn't skewed. And you know what we can do to confirm this? Let me just open up a quick chart. If you get two completely differing feeds like that, it's always nice to just triple check with one more source and just confirm. So I'm just going to zip over here real quickly to bar charts and go to the US dollar index, and I'm going to select the most current future March. And let's see what we're at here. 1 second, whoops. 1 second, I'll drag this into the screen here, guys. Just get it set up. Okay, apply, and there we go. So you can see the low here. So we're currently trading at 89.70. I'm just going to zoom in to a 1-day chart. And what is the low here? 89 is 60. What do we got? We got it on this green candle right here. I can see it right there. Okay, the low is 89.62.5. So this feed is much more accurate than this feed for whatever reason. That is a little odd. This one is, I've been having issues with this one actually ever since Christmas. I've noticed once the feed stopped and everyone took a holiday break, the data feed on this particular broker, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it hasn't been very reliable. So it's always good to cross-reference. See, I got a bit of a gap in data right here. You see that? And that is, what's the date on that? Right, like that's that Christmas break, and it's telling me I've got a gap in data. But then you come back over here, the US dollar index, and daily, and there's that same gap. Doesn't exist. There's a candle there. So you kind of got to double check your data feeds there and the brokers that you use. So this is just a demo account. This isn't a live account or anything like that. Neither is this one here. But that could have something attributed to it as well too. But anyway, where was I going with this? Barchart.com. Oh yeah, so sorry guys, a little out of it today. So I think what we're going to do here is we are going to just dip into this level here, and we're going to watch and see what it wants to do. If it starts to reject and go higher, well, then these are the first levels where our eyes are going to go to. And if not, if it wants to stay down here, then I'm looking at this 89.50 level. So we'll see what that wants to do. So let's just say, for instance, assume that this thing is going to be going down for Wednesday's trading. Let's go over to Euro USD and make some comments on that. And we put a signal out today, actually, for a pending order, and I'll tell you this now here. You could find this on our website as well, too. We put up a live signal. We were expecting price to actually drift down in the Asian session and scoop up a buy here at 2265, 2270 level, and then scream up to our target at 123.50. Doesn't look like we're going to do that yet, but it's still early. So what I want to do very quickly is just come over here and bring up the news for Wednesday morning, and you can see here, so the trade is going to be in the euro. So euro. Lots of news. Now it's medium impact news, so I don't necessarily think that the price is going to just, be like a non-farm event where you see whipsaws, all over the place. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. But I believe we will get a good trade in the euro going into tomorrow. There's also some in the pound sterling as well too. There's a one high impact news event and a couple of medium impact news events. And then later on we have some US dollar index news. So this could be the catalyst. This could be the one that bounces the price higher. But looking down, I'm just thinking out loud here. There's some news there, nothing significant. And then Friday, and we've got some core durables and some advanced GDP numbers coming out on Friday. So, excuse me. What they may want to do, just going back to the dollar index real quick, because it's very important that you know, just in case you're wondering why the hell I'm talking about the US dollar index so much, it's because this pair is absolutely paramount to our trading. If we can get an idea as to where this pair is going, we know where the rest of them are going to go. So what they may do is they may linger price, they may push price through here, and they may linger price down here until Friday, and then those Friday news events could be the catalyst that drop it and then pop it. We'll see what happens. But I think this level is going to get taken out. It was so close. I hope that's not it. I mean, I really hope that you know, price didn't just stab down there just to not hit that level and then reject higher. And you know, and what I should do actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let me just go back to where was that? Where was that bar chart? Come on. There it is there. So I'm just going to go out to a, sorry if you're waiting for me to talk about a specific pair here. I will get to it. I just want to ensure that we've got the right levels here on the charts. So I want to zoom in a little bit right on this level here. Okay, so this stupid floating box drives me crazy 90% of the time, except when I'm trying to do this. So the high on this, 89.56.5. So price missed it. It still hasn't got there. 89, low 89.62. So we're about 89.62 minus 89.56. So we're about 5 pips away from price hitting it. So you can see now though that price is just, it stabbed down, hasn't hit it yet. We may come in and bounce back off of this level up here. However, this candle did a pretty damn good job of doing that right there. So we may not get up to there, but we could see price just kind of do this, just sort of trickle kind of like this. Right? I mean, it could just something like this and just kind of not really go anywhere, to be honest with you. And kind of do this for the rest of the day. You know, that's an option. And then kind of come down, tag down, and either go higher from here or come down and continue to sink lower to that this level down here. So that's what I'm going to be watching to see here coming up. And again, Euro USD, I'm going to leave this buy on because I think if we do get a bit of a pullback in the dollar, so if it does start to do something like this and start to slide up here a little bit before it rolls over, that could be the what brings the euro down into this buy area here, and then we'll be targeting about 90 pips higher, 85 pips higher, assuming that price doesn't run up there right now and get there. The same with the pound dollar. So I had called last night. So this was actually, price was trading in here. I think it was actually just right at this candle right here when I did this. So I did a live session last night, and London open on Wednesday morning is when I did a live session. I'm up for a little further east than New York. So it was actually technically the night before when I did the session. But I had called these highs right here as very suspect levels that I think they were going to take out. And I was expecting price to drop down and then to come back up. I didn't expect as much of a drop. To be honest with you, I just thought price was going to come down into this area somewhere in here and then continue up. It got a bit deeper of a retracement, and I did call it. I said, look, if price breaks 139.55, it's going to go much lower, and it's going to potentially go anywhere in this box right here. And I didn't set this up. You can go back. Go to our YouTube channel, and you can see I made all these calls yesterday. Okay, like this isn't hindsight that I went after the price did this and then I did this an hour ago. I put all these levels on. This was here from last night, and I actually didn't do any trading other than that 1 euro trade today, and this was all on here. And I had predicted. I said, look, if price is going to come down, it's going to break this 39.55 level, and it's going to come down into this area down in here. It's a bit of a big area, but what I was more referencing was down into these areas over here that you see, and then rebound. And that's exactly what price did. Look at the low right here. Right down into these old highs right here in this consolidation area. And then it screamed up. And I told you the first target is going to be right here. The highs right above there are going to get taken out. They ran up, swept them, dropped back down for some more liquidity, and this was the end of trading, Tuesday's trading, and then they just started to slowly meander north during the Asian session, and now we're kind of sitting in this chop range right now. So what I think we're going to do here, and I want to just get the levels showing up here so you can see. Maybe I don't have it on this chart. Yeah, there it is right there. That's my target, 14100 big figure. So I'm just going to get rid of some of this shrapnel down here so you guys can see it a little more clearly. Bear with me here, sorry guys. Okay, so we don't need these levels here anymore. We already called those, and bang on accurate. And I got a couple other levels just like that on some other charts too that I did, that I'll show you here what the results were from the calls that I made last night, or yesterday's trading, I guess. But here's the levels that I'm looking for, right here. So I think what we're going to see is we're going to price, again, if the US dollar index sort of trades up and down and does its thing, it may be enough for the cable and the euro to slide a little bit, to get down into a nice bit of a discount zone, so we can buy it and then take it up to these highs right here. And I'm going to put a line so we know at 4100 even, so we know what we're talking about here. Okay. And I'm gonna get this one, obviously, 14100. Okay, so that's what our target is. Now let's just drill down just quickly here. So we drilled down to the euro. We know what our levels are here that I'm looking for. I'm going to drill down into the cable and have a look at this a little more close detail on a lesser time frame. So we've already been down. I mean, this is way too deep of a retracement. It's not going to come back down to 139.45. It's already been down there. I did that yesterday's trading, so we got to go a little bit deeper. Let's go to an hour chart here. You know, this 140.11 area, that was the high that I was calling yesterday, and price came in, swept it, dropped down, and then this trade back up. I think we could get a bounce off of that level there, right in this area here. And be careful, price does have the ability, I believe it's going to go higher, so I believe price would have the ability to get down. Just give me 1 second, I'm going to take a measurement here. Okay, so it's pretty much bang on right there. Okay. Okay, sorry, I just had to take a quick measurement off of that. So I believe it would be the close of this candle, open of this candle. So the open comes in at 139.92. So here's what I'm going to expect price to do. One of two things. And I'm going to use a round number. I'm not going to go say 139.92, but so one of two things. Price is going to do this. It's either going to come down, hit this blue line at 140.11, start going north, or it's going to come down to 139.95, and then we're going to hit that 140, that target right up here. This is what I'm looking for right there. Boom. So that's what I'm, oh, Jesus, sorry. Look at this, just clicking all over the place here. Okay, that's what I'm looking for here. So one of two levels. Again, 140.10, 140.11, or 139.95. So just watch what price does at these levels. And I'll actually, I'm going to switch over to my other account here at this other demo. I don't do a demo trading in this account. I just use it for analysis. I do it in this other account, do all my demo trades in there. And just so you know, guys, we don't do anything live. There's no live funds on here. It's all demo. This is all just for teaching purposes and illustration. We're not recommending or saying you need to take a trade. This is all up to you. It's on your own accord. If you take it, great. If you don't, I don't want to know either way. So just so you know, just for non-disclosure sake. So anyway, again, you know what? And actually, look at this too. This is a nice little. That's a nice little trend line forming there. That drew it pretty shitty, but you get the point. That's kind of a nice little trend line that's forming there, actually. Not that I trade off of those things, but just to kind of let you know what I'm looking at. I believe we're going to go higher. So in terms of a stop placement, I think what you'd be looking at here would be, yeah, price came down there. Price came down nicely there. See, this little drop down here was kind of a nice move. I really like what it did right there. And I would even suggest, that's a big stop though. Look, if price gets any lower than 139.95, I would just maybe watch out, because it could come down to here, this level down here. I don't think it will. I mean, it would have to, that'd be a pretty serious drop. So like the high on this guy is 139. I don't even want the high, I want the open. 139, call it 50. 139.50. So that's a 45 pip stop. A little bit more than what we typically would like to see. But watch price. If it starts to come down here, you can either take a long off of this one or wait and again see price's reaction. See what it wants to do at 139.95. It could get down to there, but then really watch what we're doing here at this price level. I do not want to see price get any lower than this. If it goes lower than that, I mean, it's going to maybe potentially come down for the lows under here, in which case it could take off of this area. So just watch price. Don't jump in, right? Don't just, you know, put a level in here and get in no matter what. You know, you got to kind of have some rules. If price is you know, stabbing down and quickly retreating, then yeah, get in, because it's going to go higher. But if price comes down and it hits that level and then it just doesn't really want to do anything and comes right back down to it again and again, it's going to go lower. So you got to sort of watch what it's doing there. If it stabs through and it keeps going, obviously, you know, don't buy it, you know, of course. Wait until you see it come down to this area, but this is what I'm looking at. So you could go long anywhere in here, and I'll just write this out here so you can see. BUY. So anywhere in this area here, I would use that as a stop. If you do buy it up here, don't let it go any further than that. Use a little bit less risk, because we are getting a bit long at 45 pips. But this area in here is would be a good for a buy. And if you get it in there, I mean, that's a nice 110 pips. That's a hell of a haul for a day's work. So have a look at that. And I'll be putting this one out as well too. Pound yen, I wanted to discuss this quickly. So price did exactly what I said it was going to do last night when I was trading. And in case you weren't following along, you know, again, I did not doctor these up. This was everything from this line over, other than this red trend line right here that depicts where price is going to go. None of these bars existed when I did this. Okay, I had this 155.40 level up, I had this 154.60 level up, and I had a, you know, and then these red trend lines, these three red trend lines. No, there was no price there. And I called and I said exactly. The only thing it didn't do is price didn't come down to here and then bounce higher. I thought we were going to see a little bit more of a retracement before it popped up there, but but I said reversal at 155.40. Price got up on this feed to 155.39. Missed it by one little pip. And then look at that. Look at the resulting bearish movement. It's 160, like, it's huge, 165 pips. That is a good day of trading right there. And hell, that'd be a good weekly range for one pair. So that's what I called. I said price was going to drop down, and I said I didn't necessarily call this low here, so maybe you wouldn't have got that low, but you can go back, and I said right down into this area right in here is where price is going to go. It's going to rebound here, or it's going to come down here, and that's exactly what it did. Rebounded and then came down. So I mean, let's say you got short up here, you could even got in here, and right down to this consolidation area here, which would have been about 120 pips, all in a day's work, done. So again, watch these live session, guys, because there is some gold in here. I do call some pretty good movers. That was one of them, called the pound yesterday on that move up that I showed you. The euro I called, sorry, not this trade, but I was talking about the euro, and it was going to go higher, so I'll just flip over here and show you. Got in on this euro trade yesterday, and you can see what price did. And my stop loss is it's risk-free trading. So you can see here I just did a half a lot. And again, this is just a demo account. Half a lot. There's my stop loss, and you can see what price did, ripped up. So we got a nice mover. And now, you know what I'll do is I'll just well, I'm waiting for price to get taken out right here, to be honest with you. I'd like to see it come up to this level. My take profit at 123.40. Just about hit it. I'm going to wait and see. It's a demo, so I don't really care too much. Preserve my capital. I'm just going to bring my stop loss up to there. But I'd like to see price come in and take that level out. So anyway, that's where I'm going with that. Back to here. So I'm not going to call anything else on the pound yen for tonight. Yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. I want to talk on this pair. I don't want to push my luck on it too much. Price, to be honest with you, I think price is probably going to go higher. But we could see it go lower first. So there's some areas down in here that I'm suspecting price, I bet you price will probably come back down. Could take out this low here. Could take out this low here. So I'm going to watch for that, and then we'd be looking at picking up some longs once it does that. Price could be a little extended here. You know, if we go back to a weekly, again, it's traded up into this consolidation area here, so you got to watch for potential rebounds like it did right here. See this? Came up, rebounded, dropped lower, and then started to gently trade higher, which is not like a big trending moving market going higher, but yeah, we'll see. Honestly, this low would be great if it just stabbed down, grabbed that, and then ran higher. I'd be picking up some longs there. But we'll see what price wants to do there. I'm not going to make any calls on that one. US CAD, nothing really much to see here. I've just been in consolidation city for the past little while. Consolidation to a consolidation. So nothing to discuss here. There is some dollar CAD news coming out. I keep losing this chart. This news event here behind that chart. So let me just do this here. Bring another one out. There's some news on the Canadian dollar Thursday and Friday's trading, so that could be where we're going to see price actually finally break out of this range. And I mean, this should be trading in tandem with the US dollar index, so I'll be looking for a move lower on it. For sure, it's going to take out these equal lows right here. You see this? Equal lows, boom, boom. It will take those out. So if it trades higher, which it might, I don't know. It's priced before it does. Before it trades higher, it's going to do this. And potentially, I've got an area up here. Or it's going to do the exact opposite. It's going to come down. It's going to trade up here, and then it's going to trade softer. Now again, the US dollar, I was talking, we could see some rejection coming in, right? We could see price come down to these levels and reject and go a bit higher from there. If that's the case, we could see CAD do exactly that. Come down, reject, and then trade higher, because these two pairs, the US dollar index and the US CAD, trade in tandem. Yeah, check that out. That's what we're going to be watching for. Anyway, Moving right along. I have not traded the Aussie dollar forever. And I actually don't look at this pair. It's one of my other analysts who was actually supposed to be doing a live session tonight. He couldn't make it, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't like this right now. I mean, if I could have got in down here, signal all day long for 540 pips, but I mean, more than likely, right? Let's just go to the obvious. These highs right here, those are looking suspect at 81.24. Yeah, I mean, pretty close to what we got there. That would be my first target on the upside. But and price had a nice little pullback right here in yesterday's candle, where you could have got long as well too. The thing about the Aussie though, you don't make a whole ton of pips on it. That's about a 60 pip range, so you can get some nice trending action when it moves though. That's the one beauty of trading this pair. So I don't want to take a long in this area. Excuse me guys, apologize. It's been a long day. Price came down, retraced, and it's going to go higher. I don't necessarily know what the area to get long would be, because price is just kind of chopping. It's been sort of chopping sideways since last week. It came up, didn't break higher, broke a little higher, broke a little higher, but it keeps coming down. Now it is making higher lows, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So I don't necessarily think we're going to get deep retracement. However, there is one area that sort of comes to mind, which is interesting. Yeah, like it failed there. So price could want to, and it kind of stabbed down here. I guess if it would have come down, it probably should have come down there. So to be honest with you, if you did want to go long, I'd probably be looking at getting in. I don't think price is, and if price comes, anytime price pulls back on this, get into it. I mean, you technically could, right? But you could get long right here if you're an Aussie trader. I don't know. I'm not really. But this 0.8 big figure level, if price wants to trade down to there, you could see a rip higher from there. If price goes lower than this low down here, I would suggest not trading it. It's pretty simple, right? 79, what's the low? 79. What's the low here? 79.55. So yeah, whoops. 79.55. I'll just jam that up on here. 55. Whoops. 79.55. I wouldn't be looking. So what it could do, price could trade down to here and keep going lower. And I would be looking for a reversal right in this area here. See this little consolidation area in here? I would start looking for a reversal in that area at 79.70. You know what? I like 79.70. If price goes lower than this, and it's going to want to go down to 79.70, I wouldn't want to see it go any lower than that. So you could put your stop down here. So watch what price does, but target, wise, 81.24, right? I mean that, and again, that's a little ways away. I mean that's 100 pips away. It's not going to get there today. The Aussie doesn't trade 100 pip range days. It's more of a 50, 60. Like the biggest range day was this guy right here, and this one was that I can see. There's a couple big ones there too, but 75. Like that's 85 pips, right? And that's a big day for the Aussie. So it'll probably trade up, but I don't think it'll get up to there today. Maybe that would be the rest of the week range. Might take out those highs if it does. So that's that. I don't want to discuss the New Zealand dollar. Some people really like trading this. Again, it trades in tandem with the Aussie dollar for the most part. And just calling some quick levels, that high there, and then this high here. I don't know about that high, but for sure these highs. That would be on tap. This high right here, 74.43. Whatever the specific high that is pretty close. That would be my first target for the week. But again, this isn't a big ripper like the Aussie is. The same as the Aussie, right? You'll get 50, 60 pips. 80 pips is a big day on this pair. So anyway, crude oil. Here's another one that I discussed last night as well. And I had said, hey, guess what? Crude oil is going to go up. And what's it going to do? Specifically, it's going to do this. It's going to come off of here, and I said it right here, right? I said maybe it might trade down to here. I don't want to see it go any lower than 63.70, and it didn't. You know, except for this one little wick here, but the bodies didn't. And I want it to do this. So I want it to trade up to this line, and then break through it, come down, retest, and like almost to the pip. That's weird. I mean, like literally one pip over, I would have actually had that. But just an absolute perfect call. I mean, that's the level of precision that we're giving you here, folks. That's more of that you can expect. So that's what I'm thinking is going to come to, sorry, that's what I thought would come to fruition, and it did. It actually ended up coming in at the end of the day, and then this was in the Asian session that this did this. But still, like it was a great trade. And again, excuse me, sorry for yawning in the middle of a live session. But I think we're going to see 73.25. We're not going to see it tomorrow, but we will eventually see it. But short term, I want to see these highs taken out at 64.88, 64.90 basically, 86. Yeah, you could say 64.90. So basically $65, I would say, would be a pretty even number to see crude oil go up to. That's what I would want to see if it's going to do it. It was close. Like that high on that candle came in at 64.84, so it was close to breaking that old high. But I think we'll see that tomorrow. I think we'll get one final push up into here, and if its price is going to want to retrace, it'll do it now. You know, after it hits this high, it'll take out the old highs over here, wherever the hell they were. The old highs over here. It'll punch up. Did it take the high? No, it didn't take it. 86 was the high there, and the high today was 84. So it missed it by 2 pips, pip and a half. So that's the old high that I think is suspect, and I think it's just going to punch up and through. Now again, if we don't get a retracement off of this, it's just going to keep going higher, and then I'd be looking for a retest of this area. So price basically do exactly what it did here. So come in, see price pop higher, up into there, come down, retest, and then do another leg up. And that's what I'd be looking for into tomorrow. It could just start screaming up there right now. I do not know what's going to happen, but if it does retrace, it'll retrace back to this old here, probably maybe even right there, so I can move this guy. Give me this arrow, you fucking thing. I hate it when these arrows get tied up with these trend lines. It drives me nuts. Hang on. Do it the old-fashioned way here. So right off of this consolidation area in there, 64.20. That could potentially be an area where price could drift down to in the early morning trading of London Open and then run higher. And I don't know that it's going to get that deep. We do have crude oil inventory numbers, so anything's possible, but this 64 big figure could also be a target as well, so price could do something like this and hit one of these guys and then go higher. So they're calling for the crude inventory number. I don't know, this could be all hearsay, but they're saying there's a reduction in the U.S. Crude oil supply, so which could drive price higher. You know, but there's a ton of fundamentals. I mean, if there's anything more manipulated than crude oil, I'd like to see it, because I don't honestly know what it would be. Crude oil is just, the manipulation is insane. I mean, OPEC this and BS that and stockpiles this. I mean, it is garbage. I mean, it's just such a joke to think that this price has been artificially suppressed. I'm kind of going on a bit of a tangent here. I apologize, but like they artificially suppressed price of oil down to $24 a barrel. I mean, what kind of garbage is that? I mean, it's pathetic to think that And all they were doing was driving out high-cost producers and smaller guys out of the market. That's all they were doing here, shoving them out so the big guys could get in, buy, take over all the little guys, you know, stuff that can't afford to produce price at $24 a barrel. Actually, this feed only got down to 25, but price hit I think 24. Anyway, and then squeeze them, buy up all their assets, and then run price higher. And that's all they're doing. It's just a money game, guys. It's nothing else. This is not supply and demand. I mean, there's no way you can say that this is supply and demand. That's absolutely garbage. So anyway, I just kind of laugh when anyway. So market fundamental, market drivers. We could see that happen. Crude oil inventory numbers come out at 10:30. Yeah, 10:30 in the morning on Wednesday morning. So it's about 10 hours from now, ish. Yeah, a little under 10 hours from now, so we'll see what price wants to do, but that's kind of some levels that I'm looking at. Again, it might just scream up from there, and then maybe I'd be looking at a retest somewhere in this neighborhood and then getting long, but we'll see what happens there. So that's crude oil. S&P, we put a signal out for S&P today, actually. And I'll have to double check on that one because that wasn't my trade. That was one of my analyst trades, so I'm not going to go through S&P today, but we were looking for a long. No, I'm sorry, we were looking, what the hell were we looking for, a short? I think we were looking to short this right here, and I think we got in here. We got in up here, and it shorted down here, and then price rebounded higher. I believe that's what we were looking for on this one. I could be wrong, I have to double check, but anyway. Moving right along. Gold. We're looking at probably this level up here, I think. It's been a nice push-up, nice healthy push-up on gold. Yeah, man, it's incredible what gold's doing. Like, look at this, just straight up from there. I was looking at taking longs on this thing, but I could never find an entry point on it. You know, had I gone long, December 12th, maybe, but I mean, what did it do? It didn't hit any real significant level. I mean, a little bit there on this consolidation area here, but look at the reaction on that level, like just skyrocket. Anyway, so with this, so I'm thinking this would be probably in order. And they're probably going to take gold a lot higher eventually too, especially with cryptocurrency and everything coming online. Who knows what we could see. I'll leave this here for the next like 5 months, 5-6 months, and we'll see if the price actually does that. So market right here, timestamp today, January 24th. And this is what I'm calling on gold. Maybe not that deep. Maybe the return to this consolidation down here. For sure, retracement though. You know, price maybe come down here, boom, tag off that, and then go up. But anyway, gold, silver. Silver's going to take out these highs here. We know that's going to happen. It already took out that short-term high there, and this one's next. And then maybe if there's enough of a push, it'll go up to there. I don't think we're going to see too much of a retracement. Could be a good time to get long on silver, to be honest with you. Hold that thought on silver. I'm actually going to do, and I've been saying this since the weekend, I'm going to do a commodity analysis video. And I'm going to put gold, I'll put silver, I'll put all those guys in there. And I'm just going to take a look at market strength, seasonalities, you know, some other identifying factors in commodities and where their current levels are, and to see what the next market shift could possibly do. Oh man, that would have been a nice long right there, though, that dip down. Because you look at what gold's doing. Gold is not showing that. So gold and silver, they run fairly parallel in tandem. I mean, you look at this, right? So created a high, came down, sunk it down, and then took those highs out and have come back down now to this double bottom down here. Same kind of idea. That came down, sunk it down, came back up, took out the highs, and didn't quite come back down to the double bottom, or didn't create that double bottom. A little bit more relative strength in gold, and you can see that from the ensuing push up here. But this had a nice run in itself. And I'd be interested to see if price wants to get back to this level down here. There's a bit of a gap. What is that? 1616. Let me just look at this feed. Silver. I got gold. Where the hell is my silver? Don't see it. Um, 1616 that gap was. Yeah, same. No, what? Look at this. What did I tell you earlier about double checking your data feeds? Oh, those data feeds ends November 3rd. So that's probably why I had that one closed. That's no good to me. Anyway, you get the point. I'm thinking of return data. Alright, that's so yawning, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Anyway, I'm thinking of return down to here potentially, eventually, once it takes out these highs. But this would have been these candles here. Not that candle. Not that candle. Not this one right here. This big black candle with the long wick. I wouldn't get off this thing here. I wouldn't want to go short on that one. Because the market made a high here and then dumped. But now that it's traded softer off of that high, it could be coming down just to collect stops. Everyone was going long off of this dip, right? So everyone's thinking it's going up. All right, everyone's thinking, when can I get in? When can I get in? And then price drops down, thinking, oh yeah, I can get in, get my long in here. And then price rips up, and then they jam their stop up right under here or under here. And then what do? Sink it. And some people may have even got long in right here when they sunk it, and then they jammed it back up, and then came right back down and took it out again there. So it is, however, though, really consolidating. I mean, look at this on the hourly. This is the week, so look at that. Just chop. And then, like I say yesterday, this would have been, if you could have got a long off of this low, getting ripped out right there, that would have been genius. So we'll see. I think this is going to go higher eventually, right? But you got to look at the entries. I might be interested in seeing maybe if price comes down to this area in here, maybe getting in on a long. I don't know. Maybe somewhere in that area. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, that's silver. I'll talk more about that in that commodity review video I'm going to do. Copper, again, I mean, I don't know how many more markets I can call perfectly. Here's another one. We were trading here yesterday. I'll zoom in. This candle had formed. Okay. This was all of Wednesday's, which hadn't happened yet. Okay. Market was right here. This was all of Wednesday. And look what it did. It traded down. What did I say it was going to do? Trade down. This little bump up here, I'd actually be interested in going short on this one. Let me just see. Hang on before I get ahead of myself. Now, it did trade down to the wick highs on that small consolidation area right in there. So we may see a bit deeper of a move higher back up to these lows. Even this 3166 level in here, but potentially looking for shorts on copper. And I'm going to throw out some levels right now. So that's what I do. Yeah, I don't necessarily like that level specifically. I think it may come down to this low here at 3161. You know what? Let's do this. 3160. Right there. That would be awesome if it came and did that. So let me just borrow this, because we know what's going to happen there. I'll just reverse these, actually. So what I would like to see is price do this. Pretty much right from its at. I mean, that looks like shit. Oh, hey, look at that. I grabbed both of them. So that's what I'd like to see is price do this. Not that blue line, I'm sorry. It's 3160 is right here. So that's what I'd like to see is price come up. 3160, roll over, and I'd like to target, I mean, $3 would be great. I don't know if we're going to get that low, so I would probably be a little more inclined. I took this level off of here because of all the levels of confluence in here. There's so many highs and lows associated with it. But I think in this particular instance, I would be a little more inclined to go right off these two highs right here. High, high, and right there. And that's 30, let's just take an exact measurement. High, 3089. Sorry, 30. Why do I keep saying 30? 3.089. So you could call it 3.0. Why did I say 3.89? That's not right. Man, I must have been on the wrong candle. High. Oh, sorry, I'm taking the wick high. Pff, stupid me. I need the open, which is 3.086. Sorry, guys, 3.068. Am I dyslexic today? God. And, you know, pick a round number. One more time. And there's the money. Right there. That would be my target. That would be my first target. So target 1, right? 3.070. Target 2, $3. That's what I'd kind of be looking at here, and that might actually be a good trade. I'm going to post that one to the Trade Signals forum, and we're going to watch that one come to fruition, because I think we're going to see a good one on there. As long as price wants to come up a little bit more, you can see it's willing, and then we'll see. I kind of like that though. See these old lows over here? That's a nice area of resistance where price could bounce off of. And I'd like to just kind of, like I say, just be safe and just say take it at 31. Why do I keep saying that? 3.16. That would be a great level. So we're going to watch for that one. So I'm going to post that one up. UJ, United States Dollar Index, and the Japanese Yen. This one fell out of bed today. So I talked about this a little bit, and I'm going to do a video about trading in consolidations, where you do and do not want to trade out of a consolidation. When you trade in a consolidation, and real shortened version of this, sorry guys, 1 second before I get into this, trading consolidations. Yeah, trading consolidations, price bangs up, drops down, bangs up, drops down, etc. We know what a consolidation is. What I'm saying is, when price is in the middle, see this blue line? That's exactly 50% of that consolidation area. Don't trade there. I mean, you've got a 50-50 chance of price going up or price going down. I mean, look what it did here. It came up, trade off this consolidation high, dropped down. You think it's going to keep going lower? No, ran higher. Would have stopped you out and then continued lower. Came down to here, created a new low. So this forms the low of the consolidation, and then trade up here. Failure swing, get short. Come down to here, now what? Again, it did trade lower, but I mean, how many times would this have stopped you out? And these aren't small pip ranges. Like these are 100 pip ranges in here. I'm on a daily chart. And then it decided to trade lower, and then it comes over, and it doesn't get to that low, and then you could have went long here, and then trade right up, took the highs, and it came right back down. And again, bounces at this 50% level here, right? A couple of times, and then came back down, long. And then price failed, and then anyway. So long story short, I don't like taking trades in here, and I kind of figured it was either going to do one of two things. It was going to bounce to the 112 level, or just fall out of bed right there and hit to a 109.20 or a 108.40, you know, wherever, somewhere in there. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. Not much I can do on UJ. I don't really like it too much. And I wouldn't even be considering taking a short when price comes back into this level right here, just because, again, we're right in the middle of that consolidation area right here. So this price is probably going to trade lower, but I'm not going to trade this pair. You got to look for high probability setups, and this is not a high probability anything, in my opinion, when it trades in these consolidations like that. When it gets down to this level here, yeah, let's get all over it. Let's get some longs. Worst case scenario, it comes down here, stops us out, and then we know it's a market break, and we'll be looking for lower prices. And then we'll be in a continuation pattern down. But chances are, because of the past, 1, 2, 3 times, it's going to hit here, and it's probably going to go higher. We'll see what happens. So anyway, that's UJ. I'm not going to talk about that. Sugar. What did we do on sugar today? Yesterday, Tuesday's trading. Oh, that was a nice trade up. It's traded softer. Did not take out the low of these guys here yet. Let's see that. Nope. Still hasn't taken out the low there. So I find that interesting. Huh. I just... Excuse me. Think out loud, guys. I want to see price take out this old low right here. Over here in August. See price trade softer. And then get some longs. If it's going to go long, I don't know. But I'd be pretty inclined to take a long on that area after it sweeps the price down here. That would be one hell of a trade. If price traded up all the way back up to there, that would be a big, big trade. That's what I'm looking at on sugar. Again, that'll be included in that video. Cotton, no trade here for me. Been in a nice bull market, but this high here kind of has me suspect that this couldn't be a false rally and then a fall off, just because we had such a nice run. And then cocoa. After this pop here, I had put a trade out. It was trading this consolidation. We got long right down here in this candle here. We got long in this candle here. I won't keep that there because you can't see the wick. Fuck off. Come on. Jesus. And then price ripped up from there, and I was hoping to get a longer run up, but price has sort of stayed down here, so it's kind of making me thinking it could be suspect. I'm still hoping it's going to go higher into these lows in here, into this resistance area, but I'm not overly confident where to get a long in again, because we collapsed the trade when it was up here. It actually came up, took the high. I was expecting this to get hit. It did not, and then price came down here, and at the end of the day, I collapsed the trade into here. And then I actually did manage to get another long in on here, but on early this week, but nothing that I put out. It's just a quick trade, and price is sort of trading inside now. So let me see what we're doing. Let's drill in. I still like that it hasn't had a chance. It hasn't really traded into this old consolidation area. So I've already got a line there. What do I need that for? So see this red line here? Price hasn't traded down. It did on I guess Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's trading. It just about hit this line, and this is basically that the main bodies of the candles in that consolidation area right here. And price still has yet to trade to that. So I'm kind of thinking what they're doing is they move the market up, and then they're coming back down to just essentially pick up more longs in this area down here before they drive it higher. So I'm going to be looking tomorrow to see what this pair does. If it opens higher, I'll wait for the gap fill. What this thing likes to do is it opens, and then it fills the gap, right? It opens, gaps down, fills the gap, opens, gaps down, fills the gap, opens, gaps down, fills the gap. So if we gap up, it's going to tell me that price is going to want to be going higher. So we'll just wait for that gap to get filled and then buy it. So we'll see. Wait and see on that one. But I'm looking for higher prices. Hopefully they didn't come up and do all the higher prices they were going to do. Still hasn't convincingly traded down here. It's been 1, 2, 3 days now, and it has not come back down to the consolidation area. So we'll wait and see what price wants to do for the rest of the week. I'm going to grab a sip of water here. 1 second. All right. And Bitcoin. My old friend Bitcoin. What can I say about this that hasn't already been said? Price is going lower. I've been saying that since early January, and I haven't been wrong. I mean, look where we're trading. Anyway, price didn't get down there yesterday. Where are we? The 23rd. So this is the 24th, yeah. Price didn't quite, it did create a lower low off this candle, broke the low here, but the bodies have not traded lower yet. So it's definitely a bit of an area of support right in here. So you kind of got to watch. They may want to run up, jam price up into here before dropping it. But I believe we're going to come down to here, and then we're going to see where prices wants to do from here. If it starts doing this, going sideways, we could have another leg down. But if it does something like this, where it just goes bing, drops into it, and then it starts rejecting, we could be looking at getting in on some longs there. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. So anyway, that's about my hour session. I don't want to do a very long one this evening. I think we've got a couple of key levels. Again, looking at the US index, I don't know what the hell it's going to do. It could just keep dropping down, in which case none of the trades that I put on the euro or the cable are going to pan out, and price is just going to go up to that take profit level without dropping into our buy zone regardless, like it's doing right now. So that's sometimes what happens. Do not chase price. If you're listening to me and you're looking at this and you're thinking, well, what the hell? Price is going to go up to 23.50 anyway, 123.50 anyway, and you know we're currently trading at 123.24, and yeah, you know, there's 20 pips there, big deal. Wouldn't you rather get, you know, 80 pips? I mean, let's get serious. Don't chase price, because how do you know this isn't the top? Let's say you buy here and the price falls out of bed. You don't want to do that. You always want to buy on a down candle. You always want to sell on an up candle. So just keep that in mind. So we'll see what price does. You know, it's actually working good for my existing trade that I took on yesterday. I think we're going to get a take profit there, which would be a nice little 425 move. That would be great. Maybe I could actually line this up. 123.50. I don't think I had that as my target. 123.40. I'm going to bump it up 10 pips. And in order to do that, I have to hit the right button. There we go. So let's see if that one gets hit. That'd be a nice little tag. Price is going there right now. Probably not going to come down, drop into the buy area that I've outlined here, but whatever. It is what it is. Pound dollar, same thing, right? I mean, we're looking at this to come to fruition, but we may not see it. May not get the price to dip into here. So we could miss this one as well too. I'm not buying it where it's at, especially the pound dollar, because this thing can move on in. And this one was from yesterday, I believe. Yeah, I didn't call anything else on this one. CAD, we didn't call anything. I'm not touching CAD until it either clears these lows and rejects and then goes higher. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I'm switching back platforms. Switching back and switching back. I don't like... Okay. I'm actually going to do a pending order on this. This could trigger the end of the week, the end of the month. I don't know. But I'm going to do a demo trade pending swing order. And we're going to buy at... what is the low of this candle here? 123.56. That's where I'm buying. And we're going to good till canceled. We'll put it to the end of the month, which I seriously would be surprised if it took that long. I'll probably do it on Friday. Put a stop loss. Always trade with a stop loss. 123. I'm going to give this one a little bit more margin of error. So I'm going to say 123. I'm going to give it a 50 pip stop only because I'm going to reduce my position size, and I'm going to make a longer or a higher target, and my target's going to be up into here, 26 even. So we got to go to a 200 pip potential move, 250 pip potential move. So let's do that. Okay, so let's see how that goes. Now I could get knocked out. Price may want to come down here and clean up this little sort of thin trading area in here. But I would love it if it, before it did that, if it came down, stabbed down, ran up, grabbed these, took my take profit, and then went short. That would be great. But I think we're going to get a bounce in the US dollar index again. I've even got it on this market, on this chart, but I think that we're going to see a bounce in this, and therefore I think this is going to want to trade higher. But hopefully that news event will just sort of start to drive it down quickly and then reject it and go higher. So we'll leave that on. We'll see how that one pans out, and we'll come back to that one next week. Actually, or Thursday. I'm doing another live trading session Thursday, just in case you weren't aware. But that's coming out. So that's about it. I don't see anything else. There was crude, which price just seems to be running away. I hate it when price starts to run away. It drives me crazy. I wish it would drop down in my buy area when I tell it to, like a lot of things. Market doesn't listen to me all the time, but that doesn't mean I don't know where the thing's going. So anyway, so we got a number of, actually looking at a number of pairs here. So the euro, again, euro and cable, I don't think we're going to get an entry level on this. I don't think pairs are going to drop down enough to get into our entry. The CAD, this was pending on this one here. This was a pending order that I put out. I'm not planning on seeing this come out for any time, like 2 days, I would imagine. I'll come back to that in a bit. And then crude oil, again, want to see it drop down and run up. The inventory numbers are coming out, so that's when we could see that. That would be about 10:30 a.m. New York time when you may see that happen, and the price would just stab down and then rip higher. And then we're going to come into copper. That was the other one. Copper, this could be a nice little sell if price, and see, it's already starting to reject off this wick, so that kind of leads me to believe we may not even get in there. Let me borrow this level. Let me adjust. If price comes up to here, 31.35, 31, what do I keep saying? 3.1359. That would be even nice too if price just sort of ran up into that area right here, just and then ran off. I don't know. I don't know what the easy answer to that one is, guys. Oh yeah, so you give me that arrow and then you take it away from me. There you go. Thank you. 31.40, I think, would be a nice number. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. If the price makes a failure swing, bangs off of here, closes in a bit of this gap, and then trades down. Yeah, I would sell. And this isn't, I mean, these aren't, 25 pips away basically, and that's not too bad. You could even just take a sell here, do an aggressive entry, an aggressive sell at 3.1340. If price does run up to 3.160, you can put your stop right above that, basically, right above. Come on, you could put your stop right above it at 31.75, or at 3.1755, and 3.1755. Sorry. And that would be your stop. Price should not get any higher than that blue line right there. So that's what I'd be looking. So you can go short here, or you can go short here and put your stop in right about here at 3.1755, and then look for lower numbers here. Not here. Sorry. Look for lower numbers right here. This blue line at 3.070. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to put that trade out as well too. And that, I believe, was that, other than Bitcoin, which we know where it's going. So yeah, down here, 83.30. That's my call. And gonna look at cocoa trading higher. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap up. Thanks again. If you are not a member, you can get all of our trading info and so much more at wait for it. There it is, f45trading.com. Please make sure you sign up, and you can sign up for 30 days for free at f45trading.com. and come in. Like I say, you can take advantage of all of our analysis, all of our videos, all of our targets, all of our signals. I mean, there's just so much good information on our trading site. Come in, check it out. It's free for 30 days, and it's only $55 a month after that. I mean, it's $55 is absolutely nothing. And just so you guys know, there is a promo on right now on the website, and I'm going to bring it up right now and show you. There are only 100 available spots at a discount rate of $55 US. That is it. And you can see here, we're selling out quickly. We've only got 15 spots left at our discount rate of $55 US. So one of two things is going to happen. Either February 1st is going to hit, and this is going to end, and there will be no longer any more discount spots, or these 15 spots are going to get filled in the next week, which I think is going to happen. And so get in quick. There's only 15 spots left at $55 a month. After that, the price is going to shoot up to $75 a month US, and I'll open up another 100. So save yourself 20 bucks, you guys. Get in. The price of this, just so you know, this is the lowest. We just started the signal service, and this is the lowest you're ever going to see these prices. What's going to eventually happen is we're going to start adding several features onto this, and we're going to start increasing the price. So this will be up over $150. 1 year from now, the same stuff that we're doing here will be worth $155 to new users. But if you get in today, you lock in your price, you will never see that price increase for the remainder of your membership until you cancel it or until we go out of business. It will always be $55. So get in. There's 15 spots left. This is it. 15 spots at $55. That's all that's left. Or February 1st is going to happen. One of the two. But either way, don't wait. Sign up. Go to f45trading.com. Sign up for free right here, and get all your free trade signals from us. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. Thanks again for your attention, everybody. Hopefully I didn't bore you. Hopefully you got some value out of that, and we will talk to you tomorrow at our live session. See you then.